Welcome to Econ Without the Ego. Today, I'm going to be talking about exchange rates. You see them in airports, you see them on the news. Well, what do those letters and those numbers mean? Here's probably the most popular currency pair. The euro, which is the currency of the European community, and the US dollar, which is the currency of the United States. This is probably the most popular pair traded around the world. Now, what the order that these appear in is important. The first currency that appears is called the base currency, and it's the currency that you want to buy. The second currency in the order is how you're going to pay for the currency that you want to buy, and it's called the quote currency, all right? So this is a currency pair. First currency is what you want to buy. Second currency is how you're going to pay for it. So a quick look online, or while you're watching the news, you might say, you'll see today that currency pair costs $1.13. Translation: you want to buy €1, you want to pay for it with US dollars, it's going to cost you 1.136 of a dollar. But these currency pairs, there's hundreds of them. It's any two currencies that you want to exchange. You can see it as Canadian dollar, US dollar. That means for one Canadian dollar, how much US dollars you gotta use to pay it. Sometimes the US currency shows up first. That means you want to buy that. And if the second currency is the euro, that means how many euros do you need to buy a dollar? I'll show you that in a minute. So look at it this way. You're planning a trip to Europe, right? And you want to spend, or you're planning to spend up to $1,000 US in pocket money while you're there. Go to the bank before your trip, exchange your $1,000 for euros. How's that work out? Your $1,000 euros at today's rate of 1.136, that's going to get you 880 euros. That's pretty simple, right? You got this? When you go home, all kinds of shit's happening, and you decide to cancel your European trip. You go back to the bank to get rid of your euros. You want your US dollars back, right? But this time, you're not buying euros. You are selling euros for US dollars. You are flip-flopping the currency pair. Remember, the original currency pair. You were buying euros and paying with US dollars. Now, you are buying US dollars and paying with euros, and the rate is 0.88. Why does this rate look different? It looks different because your pair is different. You flip-flopped it. So basically, that's just saying, what's the flip-flop of the 1.136? That's easy. It's the inverse of what you paid. You take the €1, divide it by what you paid per euro, 1.136. And there's your 0.88. 880 euros equals 1,000 US dollars. 1,000 US dollars equal 880 euros. If you really want to learn this and let it sink in, just practice. Look up what the euro to US dollar is. How much in US dollars it costs you to buy a euro, right? You look online, you look up that pair. Then with your little handy dandy calculator to figure it out how much it would have been if you did the opposite, which we have right here, you come up with 0.88. All you gotta do is take that €1 that you did and divide it by what you paid for it, 1.131, and there's your 0.88. Just play around for a little bit. You'll see how it all works. You now know when you see on the news that the euro US dollar pair is 1.136. Now that's just when you're doing the exchange. The exchange rate changes constantly, every day, every hour. The rate that you have to pay per euro changes. There's a lot of reasons for the changes, and there's a lot of impact when it changes, which will both be covered in another video on Econ without the ego. Thank you.